Welcome to 10-minute yoga stretch for hamstrings. If your hamstrings are really tight, I recommend using 2 yoga blocks for this practice to make the poses more accessible. You can also find the PDF with all these yoga poses in the description box below, so you can practice later in your own time. We will begin standing with feet around hip distance apart. Bend your knees a lot and relax your upper body over your legs. Hold the opposite elbows with your hands. Relax your neck and head. Try rocking your upper body side to side, relaxing the lower back. Or shift weight from one foot to another, allowing your body to get used to this position. Your knees are bent a lot right now, so that there is barely any stretch on the hamstrings. Take another big breath in and out in ragdoll pose. And then release your arms. Place your hands to your legs or on the yoga blocks and begin to straighten your legs one by one. Add in a little movement before we do the static poses. And now come up to standing. Take a step back with your left foot. The feet are still hip distance apart, as if you're standing on 2 rails. Place your hands on your hips. With inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend forward, trying to keep your spine long until you feel the stretch on the back of the front leg. Your hands can stay on the hips, on your thigh, or onto yoga blocks. Think of pulling your right hip slightly back and left hip slightly forward, so that the hips stay on one level. With every exhale, allow your chest to release a bit more down, closer to the leg, deepening the stretch. With your next inhale, come up to standing and switch sides. Left foot comes forward, right foot back. Find a comfortable position, hands on the hips. With inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bend forward, finding the stretch on the left hamstrings. Big breath in and out through the nose. If you are using yoga blocks, with time you can change the setting of the block, bringing them lower, maybe eventually bringing your hands down to the mat. With your next inhale, slowly come up to standing. And turn to the long side of the mat, feet wide, parallel to each other. Bend your left knee, sitting into side lunge to the point where you feel the stretch on the inner thighs and groin. Hold here for a moment. Come back to center and switch to the other side. Find the stretch on the left leg. And come up to standing. Check your feet so that they are parallel. Hands on the hips. With inhale, lift the chest, create length in the spine. Exhale, bend forward from the hips, trying to keep your spine long. And when you cannot go any further, you can place your hands to your shins, ankles, to the mat or on the yoga blocks. If your legs are straight here, think of shifting your weight a little bit more into the balls of your feet so that the hips align over the ankles. And remember to breathe, relaxing into the stretch, relaxing your body more towards the ground. With your next inhale, slowly come up to standing. Turn your right foot out so that the toes point to the front of the mat. Extend your arms to the sides. Lean over your right leg. And when you cannot go any further, relax your right hand to the shin. Left hand can stay on the hip. You can also place that bottom hand to the block. And keep your chest open, a lot of space in your shoulders, across the collarbones. Look down, bend your right knee and come up to standing. Switch sides. Turn your right foot in, left foot out. Stretch the arms to the sides, reach forward with your left hand and then relax your bottom hand to the shin or to the block. Traditionally in triangle pose you have to look up. But if that's not very comfortable for your neck, you can always look down or in front of you. Slowly bend your left knee to come up. And next we will do downward facing dog. Lift your hips high. Keep pressing down through your hands, lengthening the spine, lifting the hips high. And from this position begin to straighten your legs a bit more and sending the heel down towards the mat one by one. Feeling the stretch on the back of the leg. It can be more in your hamstrings or in your calves. And if your hamstrings are really tight, placing your hands on the blocks can make this pose a little bit more comfortable. If you try this variation with the blocks, let me know in the comments if it works for you. Now come to stillness in your downward facing dog just for a moment. Straighten the legs as much as you can and send your heels towards the ground. Then walk your hands back towards your feet, bend your knees again as we did in the beginning. And then try to straighten your legs a bit more by sending your sit bones up to the ceiling. See how this position feels now. Maybe your hamstrings feel a little bit more flexible and stretched. And then bring your knees down for child's pose to finish the practice. And when you're ready, come up to seated. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video.